What's up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Oilers Nation After Dark, just after 11 o'clock if you're watching in the Mountain Time Zone. Thank you for tuning in tonight. My name is Connor Halley. I'll be your host for this evening as we recap the Oilers' big 4-2 win over the LA Kings. We got a series. It's heading back or down to Los Angeles for a game on Friday night, then again on Sunday. Like we said, though, the Edmonton Oilers, big 4-2 win over the Kings tonight. A little bit of nervousness in that one. Felt like a little bit of deja vu the way the game was going. But Evander Kane ices the game. We'll recap all the goals in this one, the goals against all that happened tonight in the game down at Rogers Place. We've got Jay joining me as well as Waz later on here. We've got Aaron Bordato back producing this show, keeping us all on track. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, make sure you hit that like button. If you're on Facebook, you can send us some stars. That's appreciated as well. If you're on Twitter, tag a friend, give us a like, give us a retweet. We always appreciate all of that. I see Desiree, Noki, Kaladi, Maxime, all watching here right now on Facebook, many more in the YouTube chat. The chat's going crazy, as it usually does. I see Kyle, Brendan, Jaden, some stranger, Jimmy, X-Rod, Kale, Ebad, Corb, Anna, Ewan, Matthew, Kyle, Gonzo. I think Rusty's got to be in here somewhere. There he is. All right, Troy, everyone, thank you guys for tuning in and appreciate it. We'll see if we get those Kings fans coming in here. They were quite vocal in the chat on Monday. We'll see if they back that up again tonight. I said no problem with the Kings fans joining us. We like it. We like the trash talk, but come back after every game. I don't see them in here yet, but maybe they'll get in here eventually. Okay, let's get right into it. We'll get to the good, the bad, the oily, brought to you by Cornerstone Insurance. Cornerstone Insurance, you can check them out at cornerstoneins.ca/nation to get an online tenant or condo insurance quote in just a few minutes and use discount code NATION for an exclusive rate. Find out why Cornerstone Insurance brokers are ranked amongst the best in Alberta. For the good, the bad, the oily, we bring in Jay. Jay, of course, with Oilers Nation. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great now. That was a roller coaster game. A roller coaster we deserved. So feeling good.
100%. That game was certainly something, and there's a lot to get to here in the good, the bad, the oily. Shout out Quincy, Joseph, Andrew. See you guys all here. Can we get a call? That might be a theme tonight here on Oilers Nation After Dark. But we'll start off with the good, and the good tonight, a guy who's looked absolutely phenomenal in these playoffs so far. It's crazy what he can do in playoff hockey with two good legs. Leon Draisaitl now with 5 points in this postseason. He leads the league in scoring, surpassing Anze Kopitar and Adam Fox out in New York. And Leon Draisaitl just continually doing what he does. 1 goal, 3 assists. Looks like a man on a mission out there so far, Jay.
He had he still found a way to find another gear. He's entered his mega hot bid. That guy is just carrying, showing up and performing. Obviously, like, he's a big reason why we've had this in these first 2 games. Granted, we lost the first game, but sleepy right now. So Leon's showed up, and
yeah, I mean, he's certainly looking like the guy that we know he can be and what he can do. He's been a league MVP, so it shouldn't be too surprising. But Leon Draisaitl tonight, like I said, 1 goal, 2 shots, +1, 4 penalty minutes, which maybe you don't want to see too much. But laying the body, 5 hits, played just over 21 minutes out there as well, and didn't get his fun power play minutes too often either. So, Leon Draisaitl. There's a lot of good players out there tonight, but Leon Draisaitl, he's going to be the good. With the good does come the bad, and for the bad tonight, I do think we have to go with the penalties. And Jay's just going to dip out for a minute. I don't know if Waz is going to hop on here with me. Oh, yeah, we got Waz hopping in. Waz, how you doing?
What's going on?
Hey, good to have you here. You were down at the Moss Pit. We'll ask you about that later on here because you left at kind of a unique time right when it was 2-2. So we'll talk about that in a second. But we got to get to the bad here. And for the bad, we're going to go with the penalties. And, I tweeted out there when Leon Draisaitl took that penalty on Byfield, the trip or the hook, whatever it was, slash. I was like, that's the best penalty they've taken in a long time. At least it was in front of the net and it was slowing a guy down. The Draisaitl slash, not ideal. Nugent Hopkins so far away from his net. Evander Kane with that kind of just whack at it to knock the puck out to give a short 5-on-3. The penalties that they're taking, and I tweeted it out there, the Oilers have taken 10 penalties, the Kings have taken 4. I would not argue too many of the penalties that the Oilers have taken. Like, they've all been justified penalties, but they just got to clean that up. They can't do that in LA.
Exactly right. I mean, fortunately, they got the dub and they tied the series. But yeah, the penalties need to be cleaned up. The discipline. For example, Evander Kane on his, like, it was a delay of game. There was no need to have your stick up that high to try and bring down the puck. It was already going to go out of play, I believe. There was just no need for that. Draisaitl, I'm not too sure what happened there. It looked like his stick just got caught in the middle of a skate. Like, that's going to happen, I think, in a game. But in general, they need to cut down on the penalties. I think they did a better job. It just seemed like the amount of penalties they were taking started to ramp up in the second period. I thought, the first period was fine. And then I obviously I didn't really see much of the third as I was on my way home from the Moss Pit. But yeah, it was, I know a lot of people in the Moss Pit were not happy, especially with the Evander Kane penalty. They thought my buddy Brett was beside me. He's like, you can't be taking that one.
100%. I mean, there's just been far too many occasions so far in this series where they've done that and just shooting themselves in the foot. Like momentum killers. Even if the Kings don't score, you're taking away from what the Oilers are doing offensively. And certainly something you don't want to keep on going with. 156 people in the YouTube chat. Hello. Thank you guys all for tuning in here tonight. We appreciate it. Hit that like button. Let's aim for like 97. No, let's aim for 99. Wayne Gretzky. Let's try to get at least 99 likes. There's 161 of you. I don't know why this is so hard to get likes, but we're going to keep on pumping that. Okay, we'll also here get to the oily. It's the good, the bad, the oily, brought to you by Cornerstone Insurance Brokers. And we got to go with Costin 316. I mean, this guy, he gets out there, you notice him. I mean, he only played 7 minutes, 42 seconds, which is wild. But a crossbar, he scores a goal, the game winner. Now, if you're Jonas Carpasalo, you don't like that goal. But we're not going to worry about what the Kings fans think or what the Kings think, because we're Oilers Nation here. And, Klim Kostin, just what this team needed, a goal from an unlikely scorer at that point in the game.
Yeah, exactly. It was massive to really just, having our depth guys show up at big moments. A lot of people are asking, where's McDavid? Where's Nuge? Where's Hyman? But right now we're getting goals from Derek Ryan and Klim Kostin at big moments. And this is what you want to see in the playoffs. Klim, he was kind of quiet throughout March. He had a nice run of scoring in January. He was pretty quiet. And to have him score a big goal like this is massive, not only for the team, but his confidence probably going forward as well. He's probably buzzing. And, he was laying hits in game one, getting some shots on net, but to get a goal, this is huge for him, I think.
Totally. And as Desiree points out on Facebook, throwing the body around as well. He had 5 hits, like a hit a minute almost. I'm rounding up, but yeah, he's out there, he's making his presence known, obviously trying to make a case for more playing time in this one. For those wondering, Connor McDavid, 21 minutes, 27 seconds, Leon Draisaitl, 21-17, Hyman, just over 20 minutes. Darnell Nurse continuing to do what he does, 26 and a half minutes played in this one. Philip Broberg, seventh defenseman when they go 11-7. He's not going to get too much playing time. The injury to Matthias Janmark obviously changed the Oilers' game plan of this one. He only played 4 minutes, and if you've heard from Jason Greger of TSN 1260 and Oilers Nation, he has reported that Janmark could be done for the remainder of this series. Love Jay Woodcroft, very coy about it. Maintenance day, says what he's going to say. Like I've said, he's a football coach coaching hockey, but from what Gregor says, could be a little bit longer of an injury. Aaron, do we have Jay? Can we bring Jay back into the program here? We've got Jay. Welcome back, Jay.
I hope I'm back. I'm on Chrome. I entered in the wrong browser, so rookie mistake by me.
Oh, man. I think my little laptop here only has one browser, so I haven't yet made that mistake, but glad to have you back in here. Let's just go with Kostin. Let's stick with that one. In the NHL playoffs, it's so important to get goals and, production from guys who, typically wouldn't do so. We all know the run that Fernando Pisani had back in 2006. The guy still probably doesn't have to buy a beer for himself when he goes out in this city. Klim Kostin, throwing the body around, hit a post, scores a goal in only 7 minutes of time on ice. Just what you need.
Well, like I said, like McDavid's line hasn't been going yet this series, right? So you need some depth contribution. Obviously, Dry's been carrying the mail, but Costin's been a factor. You know, obviously the physicality is huge, but tonight he was physical, and before he scored, he had a really good look and just missed the net. Like, easily could have had another goal. So once again, you know, he does have offensive skills, so he's putting himself into those spaces and creating those opportunities. And, you know, sure, Korpisalo might want that back, but it was a pretty good shot. You know, you got to give Kostin some love. The guy probably has a heavy shot, probably don't want to feel it. So, yeah, like, lots of time for him. It's amazing he's only playing 7 minutes. It feels like he's playing 50 because he's so noticeable when he's on the ice.
Yeah, 742. It's funny you mentioned heavy shot. When he hit that post, the sound it made, that was the exact phrase that came to mind. Like, man, he's got a heavy shot. So close to getting 2 goals. That would have been massive. But the game-winning goal for Klim Kostin, and what a trade that ended up being, sending Samorukov to St. Louis for Kostin. No knock on Samorukov. The Oilers' defensive depth is pretty good when they made that move, and now Kostin's here, and, you know, in a limited time making plays. You talked about Korpisalo, and, you know, maybe he wants that one back. We kind of touched on that earlier. Waz, what did you make of Stuart Skinner tonight? If I grab my stats here, 25 shots faced, 23 saves. What did you think of his performance tonight?
I think Stu, for the most part, played generally well, except for some of those 2 goals he allowed. I think the coverage could have been a little bit better, but I think that's more so an issue with the team as a whole. Like, you look at how they went, and like, okay, yeah, maybe Stu could have saved that or this, but ultimately, I think the defense also could have been better on it. But generally, he played pretty solid, and with Stuart Skinner and net, you always kind of feel confident. You don't feel like he's gonna let in, you know, a poorly timed goal like kind of Mike Smith last year's playoffs. So with Stuart Skinner in that, I just feel he makes you feel a bit more calm and composed when facing a shot.
Yeah, 920 save percentage, first career playoff victory. So congratulations to Stuart Skinner. Obviously, the accomplishments. You know, he gets the rookie win record, breaking Grant Fuhr's record at the last game of the season. Now he picks up his first win. Jay, what did you make of his performance?
Yeah, like, you know, to echo Waz a bit there, like, he's a big guy who plays really good positionally, right? So you do feel calm with him, and obviously he's athletic. You know, that first goal, you know, yeah, like, you know, Ekholm behind the net to check that guy. Bush didn't really made that guy's path to get in front a lot easy to let Danault go do what he did, to have a couple opportunities so it squeaked through. But that second one, that should just not go in. You know, horrific giveaway by Vinny. Like, Vinny, buddy, you got to feel like that guy is water skiing behind you, like, and move your feet, or just make a play. Like, I don't know what he was waiting for. Anyways, coughs it up, and then just and then Skinner to let that kind of that was weak, and probably wants it back. And obviously, everyone in Oilers Nation was feeling the trauma of the night before and being like, "Oh, here we go again." But, you know, he held in for the third period. Not to say it was a crazy onslaught, but there was some saves to be made, and he did. And then we just got the 1 goal we needed, which is nice, because sometimes, you know, especially in the regular season, earlier in the regular season, we needed to get out of 3-goal holes and 4-goal holes because of a lot of poor goaltending. So Skinner kept us in. You know, I'm sure he'll want those ones back, but like Waz said, I feel confident. I'm not stressed when he's in net.
Just speak on Darnay. I will say there was not a love for Darnay in the Moss Pit. That was the one guy's name that I kept hearing when the second goal was allowed. I was like, what's Darnay doing? It was not really Stuart Skinner that much. It was like, oh, Darnay not getting a lot.
You can see that happening, like, from because he was just coasting out, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, like, that guy is like hooking onto you. Like, you feel it. Like, why do you think you have all this time, space? Like, it was just whatever. It was silly. Just make the play. Like, just get the puck to a safe place. Doesn't have to go into a guy's stick. Like, oh, that was frustrating, and that's stuff like you got to clean up in the playoffs. You can't be doing that.
Like, I wonder what Stuart Skinner, does he need to be better when he's on his knees, when the puck's like a little bit more closer to him, because it kind of looks like it trickles in a bit. So I'm not sure if that's an area where Stuart Skinner needs to kind of be more, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, just tidier.
Tighter on the post, I think that would be one for sure. I think both goals kind of low to the corner, but definitely tough ones. And like you guys, I was watching Darnay skate it up, and the first 3 strides, I thought, oh, this is kind of new. and then it like, oh shit, no, get rid of that puck, buddy.
Like,
This
you
isn't.
knew he was like he
Mhm.
was going to get stripped or
Yeah.
be affected like
Yeah.
he was there. Like that was happening. He let that happen. Like
Not his game. Not his game. He's probably going to recognize that. And I would say Jay Woodcroft probably can look at this now as a good coaching moment. You won the game. You can go back and say, hey, it didn't cost us the game, but play it out. Get it to one of the guys on your team who can move the puck and go from there. What did you guys think? Well, I'll throw it out there. I'll just say this. I thought Brett Kulak has had a couple good games here so far and jumping up into the rush occasionally and been, pretty solid defensively. We'll start with you, Jay. Anyone, kind of flying under the radar that you thought of as had a good start to their playoffs?
that dude is such a good skater. His skating is so good to get him out of trouble, to move the puck. Like he was effective in getting the puck up the ice on his own or getting it up and making a good pass. Like very noticeable. Like this game is specifically really stepped up. I'd like to see him be a little bit more physical, but once again, he's got other big lumbering trees on the back end that can go take care of that type of stuff. But man, his skating, like that's going to get us out of some jams and did tonight, and very noticeable.
How about you, Oz? Anyone stand out for you?
Yeah, Kulak a little bit. I'll echo also what Jay said. His skating, the way he's able to kind of move the puck a little bit and transition from through the neutral zone and just move it forward. And also, I gotta give love to Derek Ryan. He got the first goal of the game there, and at first I didn't notice he scored, so I was kind of like just enjoying the moment. Plus, in the moss pit, I think some guy blew out his knee was celebrating, so that happened.
Oh.
So yeah, things that happen. But yeah, Derek Ryan, he's been awesome, winning faceoffs, especially in game one. Now getting this big goal, so I'm loving to see these depth guys getting these big goals. While McDavid is yet to start cooking.
Snars Attacks on YouTube says, nitpicking the win. Really? I mean, we're just pointing out things that could be corrected, coachable moments, learning lessons for young players.
Yes.
That's all.
To be fair, like that game should have been 6-0. It's not nitpicking. It's just like that first period was absolute sex. Like it was so beautiful. They played so hard. They didn't give the Kings an inch. They smothered them. The shots they got there were terrible. And we just dictated the play, and just once again we couldn't sustain that into the other period. So you can't let, like, the Kings are good. Like, yes, we're better on paper, and yes, like if we're playing good, we will beat them. But you can't show them any, like, give them any holes or show weakness, because they will pounce. And so, yes, we have to nitpick a little bit because we just want consistency. We still haven't gotten it yet. We had 40 minutes in the first night and then foot off the gas in the third, let them go in and just blew it all up. Tonight, fell asleep like halfway through the second and just let them claw back in, and found our stride a little bit in the third. Still let a few opportunities happen, but did a way better job in the third of winning some battles and also getting in front of some shots and making life a little bit easier for Skinner to just seal the game. So like that's all. Like nitpicking, that's all we want. We have a 2-goal lead and we're buzzing. Like, we shouldn't just like sit back on our hands and let the other team take advantage, because like they're not going to stop. The Kings are pesky, right? Like they don't have the scoring we do, but they have the effort.
100%. I mean, I said they're lingerers, and that was kind of my reference to Pineapple Express. Like lingerers, man. They hang around. If they're within 2 goals, they can pounce. Obviously, they're getting chances on the power play. The Oilers committing to kind of doing these things. So, yeah, they're lingerers, man. They hang around. I asked earlier just who's maybe been a little under the radar players that have impressed you. Odin says Derek Ryan. Alicia says Yamo has been sneakily dangerous, hasn't scored, but he's been on it. Bukestad had a couple of people mentioning his name in there as well. Yeah, I mean, I've liked Kyler Yamamoto's game in these. I mean, there's obviously points where he's muscled off pucks because he's just a smaller guy, but he's relentless. He doesn't give up on the play, and it's great to see. Okay, Jay, we were talking about this before we got on. You threw a little money down with Betway, 19+, bet responsibly. What did you hit on tonight?
Oh, I had a nice night. Well, for Owen Everyday, my bet recommendation was a Kane goal. So got that right at the last minute, but I'll take it. But where I went crazy, because I was just convinced the Oilers were going to win. Like, we all knew the Oilers were going to win. But money line was greasy. I wanted to couple it with the Oilers money line and the under 6.5, but I got a little scared, so I went Oilers in regulation, which I'm a decimal guy. I don't like to do the American odds, so it's easier math. So it was 1.73 to 1. And I put, what's my unit size? Oh, I put 4 units on that. So that was a nice cash in. So I'm going to LA with a nice flush account, and I'm just going to bet with my heart and be really dumb this weekend.
I like it. Waz, you make any money tonight on Betway?
No, I did not. No, I haven't made a nice bet in a while here on Betway. But if I ever need to get some ideas, I'll definitely listen to Oilers Nation every day. So that's
Our man.
yeah.
Check it out. Betway 19 plus. Bet responsibly. Have some fun on that one, and follow the advice of Jay because he's starting to clean up here. He's heating up right now.
That was my word. Bet responsibly. Be advised. Just,
Mhm.
if you want to join the roller coaster, sure, follow me.
I'm not too sure where we're at right now, Aaron. I know you're listening. If we have any of the goals you want to get to, feel free to throw those up on the board here. Derek Ryan, I mean, the first goal that he gets to these playoffs, Johnny on the spot, but Leon Draisaitl, that move he put on Granstrom at the blue line, like, I mean, that was when you're kind of like, holy cow, I think he's feeling it. Then he gets the goal on the power play, made it 2-0 for the Oilers. McDavid picked up his first point of the playoffs. Evan Bouchard got an assist there as well. Loved what Bouchard did to draw the penalty, being aggressive, attacking, and Alex Iafallo takes the penalty. Oilers capitalize on the power play. The LA Kings obviously score 2 straight, tie it up. Klim Kostin. I think we've got the footage of Klim Kostin getting his first goal of the playoffs for the Oilers. And like I said, if you're a Kings fan, you're probably not too happy with this one going in. I think if the tables were turned, Oilers fans wouldn't be too happy. But hey, it's playoffs. No such thing as a bad shot, and Klim Kostin kind of proves it here, Jay.
Just get pucks through. Like, that's, first game we were kind of being a little fancy and we weren't doing that as much, but like, look at Leon's goal, like made a nice move at the blue line. Like, he's that high and shot from top of the circle, got deflected, missed the net, but bounces out. Ryan, boom, like that happens. Klim, what I like about here is knock a guy off the puck, go win a battle. Klim gets the puck, takes a shot on net. He's got a heavy shot. He can put it through a goalie. So like, that's playoff hockey. There's going to be some of those nice goals. And the Leon power play goal was sexy. It was beautiful. It was textbook Oilers playoff or Oilers power play goal. Well executed, but you need to muck it up and you need to take your chances because you never know what happens when you put it on the net because there's traffic. There's people in front. Everyone's trying to block it. So there's screens galore. Like, you just shoot the damn puck. But we did. If you look at the shot count tonight, we had well north of 30 shots. So we were getting the puck on net. So it's good that we're starting to see that through. And also the defense, what I saw, and sorry, I'm rambling here. Yes, you want defense to shoot it, but I think, a guy like Bush also who loves to just shoot it into shin pads. I saw a couple times he made the smart play when he saw too much traffic in front, especially the guy right directly in front of him, and just dumped it into the corner and just kept the puck in their zone. Like, that to me is a guy that's like, okay, I've made a few mistakes. I'm now going to learn from that and make a safe play and dump it in there. So that was some good stuff. But yeah, pucks on net. That is playoff hockey, and then crash the goddamn net.
Just watching the Draisaitl goal here. They got the highlights going. The power play merchants back at it, 1-for-1. I mentioned earlier, only 4 power plays in the playoffs so far. It's only been 2 games, but 2 goals, so they're operating at a 50% click. The LA Kings 2 goals on 10 attempts. So, Waz, what do you think of the Oilers' penalty kill tonight? I thought they did a great job.
Yeah, I also didn't think they did a bad job in game 1 as well. I thought they were pretty consistent up until the end. So honestly, this is great to see that both special teams are doing well. It's just, I think, really clamping down on when it really matters most and not really allowing the Kings to get back into the game. We let in a few sloppy goals. Unfortunately, I don't think they were on the PKs, so credit to them, and they're doing their job fine. And especially there's a 5-on-3, and that was easily a moment where the Kings could also get a little bit more momentum. They scored, and it's just I think kudos to the players and also the coaching staff for really putting down the systems in place for them to be successful.
Some manual say on Facebook, is Connor hurt? My perspective is that he's the best player in the world. The Kings know how to play good defensive hockey, and he's going to be the focal point. Jay, you seen anything else?
The thought popped into my head just because, Connor isn't being Connor, but they are doing a good job on getting sticks on him. Poking the puck away. Like they're checking him well. So Connor will adjust. He'll figure it out. It's Connor McDavid. I don't want to think it's an injury. I don't think there's been anything to kind of support that. I hope it's not, for sure. But yeah, like I said, LA's good. But once again, Dry's able to navigate. Like I saw Dry against Tano a bunch, and he was schooling him. But like obviously, two different types of players when it comes to that. Like Dry's ability, puck protection, because Dry doesn't move. Like he just gets into the zone and just like sticks his butt out and his back around, just like moves guys around and creates his own space, and then makes some crazy pass. Or McDavid's just like speed, stick handling, living under their triangle and doing all that stuff. And that's what they're taking away, and that's probably he's just got to make some adjustments against these guys. So the fact that we got to win, his line's still a little sleepy. I can take that as a positive because they will wake up.
Now, you were down at the Moss Pit, so I think you would have missed this. But to start off the period, Jay Woodcroft jumbled up the lines just a little bit. He had Hyman with McDavid and Kane, and they went back to old reliable from a couple of years ago. I think we all still look back at fondly with the Yamamoto, Draisaitl, Nuge line. And they had a great stretch. It was a historic stretch a couple of years ago. Justified, you think, at that point, 2-2 game to try to get a spark going?
I would say so, especially just to kind of get some life going and create some different chances and maybe confuse the Kings a little bit. There's a reason they're probably preparing for these lineups. So yeah. Honestly, at the end of the day, the team got the job done, right? Draisaitl scoring, whatever's working right now, whatever's clicking, we got to stick with it.
Oh, I love it. The chat letting us know. Philip Broberg today, +2 in 4 minutes. That's very efficient. Darnell Nurse was a +3 tonight.
I like Philip Broberg a lot. I think he deserves a little bit more love. I know he's still young and learning, but I think he's going to become a really good defenseman. I think this game was huge for him.
He wouldn't have got tracked down like Vinny did.
Yeah.
He would have gone coast to coast.
I love Vinny, but
oh yeah, they're both going to be crucial for this team going forward. Another thing that's crucial, I know people can see it behind me. I've got the Oil Up T-shirt here that you can get at Nation Gear if you want to check it out. I was going to wear it again, but you can only see my shoulders and up. That would not do it justice. So if you want to go out and grab a shirt like this, they've got a black one with the blue. There we go. Aaron on the ball. You can head over to nationgear.ca or check them out on social media at Nation Gear. It is the 2023 Oilers Nation playoff T-shirt and lots of other great stuff there that you can pick up. Lots of swag, hats, shirts, the Draisaitl, Nuge getting to 100 points. Like I said, nationgear.ca. And with that, I want to bring in our producer, Aaron Bordato, because Aaron, coming up on Friday and then on Sunday, you're going to be hosting down at Greta. It is the official Oilers Nation watch party. Every away game. You can reserve your table at gretabar.com/book or text 587-418-8507. Got a pop-up shop where you can get a shirt like that one. You can check them out, Greta Bar, YEG. Now, the only caveat with that is that it's sold out on Friday, correct?
Yep. She's all taken on Friday. I don't know. There might be some walk-in spots.
I think letting walk-ins. There's no more reservations. Every table's booked, so I think you can walk in. So Friday's booked. So if you can't come, if you wanted to come Friday, you're coming on Sunday. So
when I was in
reservation,
when I was in the pit, I was telling people if you're free Sunday, come to Greta. I know we got no more reservations on Friday, but if you got some time, come hang out with us. It's gonna be a good time.
Sunday's gonna be.
Are you ready, buddy?
Oh, dude, I'm so excited. These are my people. I mean, hosting an event full of citizens, Game 3, vibes, Friday night at Greta. I know we got lots of, like some prizes. I think we got some trivia, all kinds of stuff lined up, all kinds of games. I said, I'm going to be just posted up at the football machine trying to perfect my spiral. So if any citizens want to come challenge me to a couple games, I'd love that. And yeah, we got some good surprises. I don't know exactly what merch is going to be there, but we will have merch on site so people can get all swagged up and ready to go. And yeah, man, it's gonna be a good time this weekend. But I don't think it'll be as good of a time as the man below me is going to be having this weekend.
Well, thanks to our friends at AMA Travel. Me, Tyler, and Bag Milk will be going down for games 3 and 4 in LA. We'll be doing our pregame shows live from somewhere down there, whatever set we kind of create. But yeah, going down there, going to create a bunch of content and interact with fellow citizens that made the trek down. So we will host our own I guess we can't say a watch party because the watch party will be in the building, but we'll have a pregame party both days. Probably, I can't remember the name of the bar, but there's one right across the street. We'll get there nice and early, so come and join us.
LA Live, man. It's a fun place. I mean, I've been telling people if they want to get down for that series, AMA Travel, best way to do so. You guys are going down, an experience powered by AMA Travel. And why don't we get to the AMA out of the town scoreboard very quickly? Hurricanes take a 2-0 series lead with the 4-3 victory over the Islanders. The Panthers doubled up the Bruins 6-3. That series tied now at a game apiece. And the Stars Wild, you're going to want to watch the highlights of that one. It get kind of crazy towards the end of the game. Players were getting kicked out. Nobody was on the Minnesota bench. Stars win 7-3. Yeah, it was a fun one. Playoff hockey is the absolute best, and you just know that animosity is going to build up in this Oilers series. We'll start off with you, Waz. What have you thought of the physicality in this one? I know, there's going to be those scrums after every whistle, but are you expecting this to blow up soon?
I think so. We saw a little bit of it in game 1, not as much this game. I think the players are trying to kind of stay out of the box, so they're not trying to be overdue when it comes to physicality. So I think it's starting to cook a little bit, definitely. As the series progresses, it's going to get pretty nasty.
What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, no, I think I love playoff hockey. It's so passionate and full of emotion. I think the Oilers have done a good job of, they've been leading the way with hits every game so far. Big margin today, not as just maybe I think one more than LA in game 1. But once again, we're kind of dictating that. Just where we just need to be smart is just on the silly retaliation stuff, like that dry slash call. Like I get it, dude. Like Kempe's a loser. Like I get it. And the first slash was probably enough to kind of set the tone, but take his number, find him in a good situation and smoke him. That's what you got to focus on. That's your payback. And that's what's going to lead us to pissing them off to want to slash us all the time to draw lots of penalties. So I think we just can't get too selfish, but I'm liking the emotion. Kane is just in there all the time, just being a pest, and he's obviously a big, strong dude, so he can handle himself really, really well. And Kleem also is pretty feisty in there, so that's great. The other one also is Ekholm. Ekholm just breaks up the plays in the corners just because he's just a Viking man determined to exact his will on anyone. Him and Arvidsson got a fun thing going, even though they're countrymen, which is fun to see. But yeah, no, I'm here for it. We're a team that's designed for it, so we should be dictating the pace of that stuff, because if people want to come and play that game, that's probably where we want them, because that's gonna give Leon and Connor abilities to have more time and space to do the things they want to do. So I'm vibing it. It's just we need to sustain it though. It's first period we are smoking them. We are winning every battle and we are hitting them every chance we get, and then it slows down. We start losing some battles, not being as physical, letting them skate around a little bit, and then sure as shit, boom, they pot 2, right? So we need to be consistent with it.
Rusty with a great stat here. Over 200 combined hits in the first 2 games. LOL. Rusty, the reckless optimist, usually optimistic. That's just facts right there. It's been a lot of fun so far. I'll ask you guys this one very quickly here. Which period was the Oilers' better period? And I want to ask the people on YouTube, Facebook as well. The first period in game 1 or the first period in game 2? Because game 1, I thought if this is how they play in this series, this is a sweep. The Oilers are going to outscore them by double digits in total. I thought that was such a dominant period. But starting with, we'll go Aaron, and then we'll go clockwise. I think that's how it's going to work. Aaron, which was the better period? Game 1, game 2 first?
That's really a tough choice, and that was 2 nights ago, and I had lots of beverages, so my memory's a little fuzzy on that. But man, today it really stood out that the whole felt like the entire first period. You kept looking at that number, 0 shots up there on the scoreboard the whole time. Like I was flabbergasted by that. The entire period was in the Kings' end, and we were owning pace of play, cycling pucks, winning every battle. So I'm gonna go with today's first period as it is more fresh in my brain as well.
I think I don't even think you have to be worried about whether being fresh or not. I think you made the right choice. Like that would they couldn't breathe. Like they just like we gave them no room. That penalty kill that we had in the first period, like, and the minute they had a puck, there was a guy on him, like on him, not like sitting there waving a stick. Like gave the guy no room on a penalty kill. Like it was like the physicality, the pace at which we played, and the fact that we just kept them on their heels and didn't allow them to get anything. And if they did get a shot off, we blocked it and got in the way. Like the fact was it 16 minutes without a shot or something crazy like that. Like that's insane. It's insane. Like if we do that, you're going deep.
Waz, what do you got?
I would say the second period, we talk about like I don't think they got a single shot up until like there was maybe 3 minutes left in the first period. While in like in game one in the first period, they seemed very confident. I would say in this first period, they were just more determined. They really wanted to claw back and let LA know who's boss. And the fact that we're not allowing as many shots is a great sign, especially in the playoffs. You want to be tighter defensively. If we think back to last playoffs, we were sometimes allowing, 4 goals, 3-goal games, and so far it's not been the case, I'd say.
Yeah, minute 43 left in the first period. That's when the Kings got their first shot. So yeah, it was smothering. It was, almost perfection for the Oilers early on in that game. Carlos says no shots on Skinner for the first 18 minutes. Def tonight. Looking here on the Yola YouTube chat here. Ravina says game 1. Joe Coffee, McDavid equals McFlu. Oh, that's a whole other conspiracy we got to get into. Jake says game 2. Could this be his flu game? I mean, if Connor McDavid had a flu, he played 21 and a half minutes, 2.5 on the PK, 6 shots. That would be pretty impressive, but I mean, that would not surprise me because he's that good. But when you have the flu, I think a key to it is getting back into getting those solids into your body. So Connor McDavid, maybe before he heads out to LA, he wants to go out to Oodle Noodle, check them out, get some noodles. There's tons of locations in the city here. And when you go to Oodle Noodle, you can pick up a sticker. Maybe Connor McDavid could throw it on the back of his car. He could put it on wherever he wants. Show Oilers Nation that he is a citizen. So check him out. Oilers Nation stickers for all the fans at every Oodle Noodle location in town here. I think I might have to go get some tomorrow on the way to work. There's a one right across the street from me, and I still need to get a sticker. So that might be part of the game plan here. Let's get to this before we wrap up here. We'll do our Betway picks. So game 3, series tied at 1 apiece, Friday night, 8 o'clock in Los Angeles. Should be a nice, fun one. Probably closer to 8:20 by the time the puck is actually dropped. We'll be back here around the same time, 11 o'clock, to recap all that happened. But let's get one Betway pick and then a score prediction. Waz, we'll start with you. We'll go counterclockwise this time.
I'm feeling a Leon Draisaitl hat trick.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go bold. He's buzzing. I think he's doing well right now, and a Connor McDavid goal. It's gonna be a little big goal affair.
And how about a score prediction?
I'll go like a 5-3. 5-3 Edmonton.
I like it. Jay, what do you think?
I think this is where McDavid now kind of enters the chat. So I'm wondering if he's a 2-point or 3-point guy that night, but we'll go 3. So we'll bet that because the odds will be better, even though it doesn't pay much. Doesn't matter what any Connor bet's horrific. But I think what I will do is I would pair it up with Betway. You can get those pre-built bets. So I would do Oilers money line. With Connor 2+ points would be my bet for that night. I don't know what the odds are yet, but we'll be juicy enough. It'll be plus money for those that follow the American odds. So that, and then score. Oh man, game 3 in LA last time was just crazy. What was it, 6-0 or something insane? I'm gonna go. Simple. I'm gonna go 4-1 Oilers.
Aaron, what do you think, buddy?
Well, tonight I actually went with Oilers money line and the under. So that, Connor, that's not usually my game, but
Had
it's
to kill you.
playoffs and Kings are defensive. Could see that one coming. But I think on Friday I would sprinkle. I feel like I want to sprinkle on a Yamamoto goal because he's been buzzing out there, and if they continue the Nuge or Rye Dry Kai line and they keep that going, he's been buzzing out there. I know he gets kind of, like you said earlier, manhandled off the puck, but you notice him, he is always battling. He's a honey badger on the forecheck. I could see him burying one. And yeah, I kind of like the over. So maybe money line over, sprinkle on Yamo.
I like it. On Facebook, it says Hyman and Nuge will score. I actually wrote that down as both of those players benefiting from McDavid, over 1.5 points for both of them. I think that line's going to break out. The Oilers, Road Warriors, 27-11-3, sixth best road team in the NHL this season. And I think, Jay's going down there. There's going to be a ton of Oilers fans. I know some people that are lining up tickets as we speak to watch that game. I think the boys are going to be pumped up by that crowd. So I think the Oilers walk away with a 5-3 win. And Jay, Ty, Baked Milk. Anyone else going down?
I wish.
Yeah.
Weather looks good.
I think those going down are going to have a lot of fun this weekend in Los Angeles. If you're not going down, of course, head down to Greta Friday night, Sunday night. Aaron's going to be behind the mic, and I know he's going to have a good time. I know everyone's going to have a good time there. And one last thing I got to say, because it is one of my favorite restaurants. No lie, Boston Pizza. They've got the Fanalytics playoff menu powered by Boston Pizza. Fanalytics, you can visit your local Boston Pizza to check out their new Fanalytics menu, including new items powered by Fanalytics. And I'm looking at the menu right now. The pizza flights, that's a phenomenal concept. Anytime you can throw in 3 little pizzas. Beer flights are cool too, but you get a pizza flight, phenomenal. Garlic parma fries, delicious. The triple play, Bandera bread, oh man, chicken, Thai bites, cactus cut potatoes. I mean, you get those all on one little plate. That's phenomenal. So Boston Pizza, if you're
getting me fired up.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I've got a Fanalytics stat to share.
Let's do it.
I don't even know if it's a stat, but it's definitely Fanalytics. You got to lose 1 if you're going to win in 5. So we got it out of the way, and now we're rolling.
Quick maths by Jay.
Yep, that's correct. Carry the one.
I do believe we are supposed to provide some sort of analytics. So that was one. The Oilers won the game 4-2. McDavid had 1 assist. Draisaitl had 3 points. Now has the league lead for playoff scoring. Things are good. Guys, thanks so much for doing this tonight. Appreciate it. To everyone who got on here for Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, thank you for doing so. Make sure you hit that like button before we wrap up here. That goes a long way. If you're on Facebook, you can send us some stars. I think that's always a big one for us also. So send those stars, Twitter, retweet. Make sure you like and subscribe across the Oilers Nation network, whether it's Facebook, Instagram. Give them a follow on Twitter, TikTok. The content crew with Oilers Nation continuously puts out outstanding stuff. You can read the articles up at OilersNation.com. I tell people all the time, I like to go back and look at the numbers for how we did the next day. And I'm scrolling for 5 minutes because there's so much fresh content on the Facebook page. So check it out. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, whatever you have to do. Keep that up. Again, to everyone who tuned in, thank you for tuning in. On behalf of Aaron, Jay, Waz, and everyone at Oilers Nation, I'm Connor Halley. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We'll talk to you on Friday after another hopeful Oilers win. Thanks again.